What is up, everyone? Kyle here, back with another video. Don't worry, not doing installs. You guys made it very clear you do not like install videos, so we're not doing that today. What I am coming to you guys with today are results. Yes, the things you guys actually want to see. Do parts that we've installed in this car actually work? So far what we've done is cold air intake, which you guys don't want to see me install, so not going to do that. Tune, and then gears. So I filmed some of the gear install. I honestly didn't do that much simply because I had a friend help me install it. I've never done gears before and I wanted to make sure they were done right. So I helped out, me and a friend did it. I didn't feel comfortable just taking a complete step back and filming while he did it all. So I helped him a little bit. He did most of it, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't film the gear install. If you guys wanna see how a gear installs, I can go through it step by step. You can look it up online, elsewhere, whatever you wanna do, but I'm not showing you guys the gear install. So basically, results on this car. Stock, 60 foot is always going to be relatively the same depending on, depending on the traction, things like that. So roughly I was running like a 2.3, 2.4, 60 foot. Makes 305 crank horsepower, not great, just makes, you know, it's decent. So with this car completely stock, I took an average of times simply because I knew it wasn't that great. 0 to 60 was an average of 6.23 seconds. That was with 273 gears, everything stock, you know, pretty terrible. So 6.23 seconds, 0 to 60. With just the Roush intake, I cracked off about a mid 5.8, 5.9s. I only did it a couple times simply because there's a lot of snow on the ground, roads are wet, and I didn't have a lot of time to really do that unless I want to really string out these videos. So about, we'll say 5.9 is what it did average, which honestly is a pretty good pickup. That shows just how restrictive that stock cold air intake was, being able to knock off that much time with just that. An 87 octane tune, just doing that, and knocked off about a 1/10 with that. So it went 580 with just a tune, cold air intake, that was it. So it went 5.9 with just a cold air intake. With just an 87 octane tune, that's it. Just basic stuff. It went a 5.65, 0 to 60. Huge improvement there, just 87 octane tune, nothing too extreme. Obviously you can't do much with 87. That just shows how choked out this car really was. Now, with the 373s, suddenly we run into issues. From what I've seen so far with my testing, 0 to 60 foots have been slower. Now, how can 60 foot be slower with a higher gear? We are now traction limited. With these tires, traction definitely becomes an issue. Just being a 225 winter tire, definitely a snow and ice tire. They can't hold the amount of power, basically any amount of power. So we are now traction limited on this current setup with these wheels and tires. With a spin at the beginning, I still went quicker 0 to 60, which you would expect. But how much, I was very surprised by. So with the gears, 373 gears, I went 5.49, 0 to 60, which is 2/10 faster, and I went 1/10 slower to the 60 foot. So 60 foot, the only thing that's gonna do is show how quickly the car accelerates and how much traction the car has. So if 60 foot slower, obviously the more power you have, the faster the car's gonna get there. But if you have traction issues, you have to like bring in the power slower, you spin anything like that, the 60 foot will be affected much greater than the 0 to 60. So basically that shows being slower with a higher gear, like a shorter gear, would show that the car is definitely quicker. I'm thinking maybe we can, with proper wheels and tires, the other ones that I have for the black set I was going to track, if we get those put on there, I'm thinking I can maybe go a 5.2, 5.3, 0 to 60 with 87 octane. Now we're going to throw the 93 race tune in, which is what I'm going to road course stuff like that with, see if that gets any more improvements. Maybe we can go 4, 0 to 60, I won't know for sure. But just these few mods, like, let's add it up here. So the tuner, 399, 349, sorry. Cold air intake, 399, a little bit on the higher side. You can get some cheaper cold air intakes, but from what I've seen with this one, pretty decent. And then gears. So if you buy the full gear replacement set, which is an install kit, stuff like that, looking around $330. You can buy just the gears if you have all the other stuff for like $150. So between $150 and $330 is what you're looking at. Now, labor, things like that might add up a little bit, but if you can do it yourself, if you add all that stuff up, you're looking at just over $1,000 for almost a second improvement just with that, which is huge, especially with not increasing any power. Obviously, you'll see a little bit more power pickup with the cold air intake and the tune, but we're not looking like boosting, pulling down, things like that. Like maybe 30, 40 horsepower. Honestly, it might be more, like 30, 40 horsepower would be absolutely fantastic with like the GT500 and things like that, which is cold air intake and tune. I'm thinking this might have picked up more with simply how choked out the car was. Only saw about 18 degrees timing stock. Don't know what to see now, haven't looked at the logs yet, but gears, intake, tune, I think is a great way to make your car quicker. Definitely wakes up in the lower RPM ranges. This setup would make autocrossing, things like that, much better. You don't have to feel like you have to rev the car all the way out to get it to work. Definitely makes power throughout the entire RPM band out. At least it feels like it. Definitely pulls harder with the gears, which fix the traction issues. I think this car will be very, very fun to drive. So there it is, 87 tune. Obviously we are down to what, 540, 0 to 60 for the 87 octane tune down to 540. We'll throw the 93 octane tune on there, see what we can do. Maybe it shifts harder. Maybe we still run into traction issues and we can't do anything. Won't know for sure till we get it on, but let's get this thing out there filled up with some decent gas and then let's get tested. All right guys, so just out doing some testing with the new setup 93 octane tune, gear CAI, that's it. I'm noticing I'm having some issues with my X4, SET X4. It's like I have limited access now again. Not sure what's going on. I'll show you guys what I mean here. Let me flip the camera around. It's just like I lost access to some parameters. So program vehicle, it's on. Go down to the 93 tune. Next. And this is all I have. No shift pressures, no global, like spark at certain RPMs. I just have basic access. So like everything I used originally to get the car to work this well, I no longer have access to. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on. Maybe I just need to factory reset the device and go from there, but I'm gonna run home, set the car back to stock, reset the device back to factory reset and see if that works. We'll just go from there and see if I can't get these parameters back to make some more adjustments on the car. Okay, let's see if this made any changes. I factory reset this, deleted the tunes off, put them back on. We'll see if it works. Okay guys, so obviously we're having some issues with the SET device, which is giving me limited access. I can't quite access all the parameters I want to make the car faster, but even with these limited access parameters, car went 5:14, 0 to 60. Yes, 5:14, 0 to 60, almost 4 seconds. Huge improvement from stock. Stock going, what, a 6.2, 6.3 average to a 5:14. With non-sticky tires, absolutely amazing. Maybe if we get some better tuning in there, basically a revision, get the car performing optimally. 4 seconds was just a CAI, gears, and a tune, which I think is absolutely amazing. Shows how much potential these motors actually have. So I'm gonna get access to that on Monday. Hopefully get access to that on Monday, get the issues straightened out. And then we'll just keep chipping away at these times and see if we can make the car faster. So until then, I'll see y'all soon.